Greetings, confession. I was a pretty devil. When people see me, they are always staring and complimenting at how beautiful I am. I honestly look like God must have sat down and created a masterpiece. Everything about me is real. I am blessed with a body that ladies pay millions for. I have grayish slanted eyes alongside my melanin skin tone. I have an extremely charming personality, and my greatest asset is my ability to switch roles. I can be very high society, and then switch to a ghetto mentality. The thing is, I master the art of deception very well. I grew up in Bronx in a household that was very poor. My parents could barely make ends meet. My father owed a debt to a man in Miami, and at the tender age of 15, I was given to a man to clear that debt. The man who got me always complimented my look and said I could make lots of money from it. He had me at his home living with his family, but he never touched me as he said I was too young. He told his family that he was keeping me for his friends who had to run away. All while living with him, he would train me how to be a lady who men would want. I was taught how to walk sexily in high heels, apply my makeup, and the art of seduction. At 18 years old, he brought me to a high society party with him, and told me that night was going to be my test to see how well I learned. That night I wore a long flowing dress that hugged my curves and a 6-inch sandals. My face was looking angelic yet fierce. Upon reaching the party, he made me walk before him, and when I entered, all eyes were on me. Everybody were staring, and at that time I put my lessons into action. I strutted the floor like a model on a runway and started my seduction tactics. I scanned the area to see who looked like money and found my target. I walked up to him with a glass of water and accidentally splashed some on him. I started patting his jacket, then stared in his eyes to apologize. His mouth dropped open when he saw my glaze, and I said bingo. Right then he forgot about the splash and offered me a seat at his VIP section. By the time I was ready to leave, I had his contact, and he offered me $1,000 for being a good company. I passed the test. I started dating high society men and would get large sums of money plus where I would steal from them. I would have to give a percentage of my earnings to my trainer. I would lure these rich men with my assets, take their money, then leave them. I got a job offer once where a female wanted to divorce her rich husband, but wanted to catch him cheating. I took the job and it was done perfectly. I would travel to different states, watch men in casinos, then pick my target. I would seduce them, then take their money. I had enough money to buy a Benz truck. I started having lesbian and bisexual encounters, as long as the price was right. I did not believe in love because of how my parents sold me, so I had not attachments to none of my clients. My trainer died, so I had to go on my own, but I had a large amount of money stashed away, so I bought a house. I went to a strip club one night, and was told that the owner wanted to see me. I did my seductive walk and was led to an office upstairs. That man was on a different level of handsomeness. He looked, smelled, and even spoke money. Instead of me seducing him, he started seducing me. This was very weird, as I would have control, but this man was controlling my emotions. He said he heard about me before and was about to dish me a dose of my own medicine, but something in him wanted to help me change my ways. I broke down and told him everything about my life. We became good friends and he got me a very good counselor. I am now 24 years old and I have slept with over 200 men and women. I am no longer the pretty hired devil, but a God-fearing human being. I relocated to a quiet town in Pennsylvania. I reached out to my mother and we are trying to bond. She said my father died shortly after he gave me away. I am very much single and loving it. Greetings, one man can't satisfy me. Dear Mckoy, one man can't satisfy me. I am a married woman and my husband just cannot satisfy me. I am always in heat and he cannot cope with my needs. I have this little side man who is very young. He has a lot of stamina and can give me a good hour session and go on and on. Now this young man is very good in the bed, but I have to be stealing my husband money to care for him, so basically I have to mine him. I have to be paying this young man to give me what my husband was created to give me. G, dear G, instead of being a cougar, either you teach your husband what to do or you go to a counselor. Why are you paying for services that are free of cost provided by your husband? Stop it now, repent and seek God. Greetings, a pastor took my virginity. Confession, a pastor took my virginity when I was 7 years old. My family used to go to a revival church in a certain community. I was a little on the round side and started shaping out from that little age. My seat in the church was always at the front where my mother could watch me. Pastor D and his wife were very close with my family. They would come over to our home regularly. Pastor D said I was his goddaughter and would buy me little gifts. My family would always boast about Pastor D's relationship with their daughter. At age 12, I bloomed fully. I had a very big bottom and perky breasts. I was in first form at high school. Pastor D got closer to me and would invite me over to his home for Bible study and schoolwork. He would cook meals for me and bless me with money. Most times when he said he helped me with schoolwork, they were wrong because he didn't know what he was doing, but my mom would say any help is help. At age 18, Pastor D started encouraging me to learn to whine my body because of our church. He would show me some moves and I got good at it. One evening, he told me to whine on him like he taught me. He said that was the test. I wanted to look good in pastor eyes, so I put down a piece of wine on him. Next thing I felt was something stiff behind me. When I looked, it was Pastor D thing. I asked him what he was doing, and he said it was for us to bond. I really had to crush him, so I allowed him to have his way with me, and he took my virginity. Pastor D wouldn't stop jumping up and down in me, then claimed me as his young meat. It hurt like hell, but I bore it like a champ because I didn't want to look soft. We started having more encounters and I got pregnant. He brought me to abort it, then didn't speak with me after. He would be in church Saturday after Saturday like he was holy, but he was a devil. I told my parents, and they cursed me out for pushing up on the married pastor. He told his wife that I was trying to come on to him, so I could not go back to their house. I went through a period of stress and had to relocate. I got over the situation, but I am afraid of people who say they are pastors. Write to us via WhatsApp 1-876-353-1389 and remember to subscribe and share, dear Mckoy.